Look at generic tools. Are you getting the same thing as what some other manufacturers are selling, just with their own name stamped on it or etched on it? Can you actually get a bargain? You know the type of generic tools that you can see listed on sites like eBay and other websites. So I thought we'd take a look at that, and we'll have a look for ourselves.
Alright, now can you get a bargain with some of the generic tools that you can pick up online on various websites and certain auction sites like eBay that were quite popular and well we're quite aware of. Now this one, there is a label on here. It's got a district there, it says 100% new item, blah blah blah, and it's got Hotmail and address there. Now I don't know whether that's the warehouse or the supplier for the items, or whether it's a factory of origin, but these have been listed on eBay as being by Bergen Tools. Now I don't think they are directly by Bergen Tools, however what they are like we've already found out in a lot of the other reviews, that a lot of the Bergen tools come from the same manufacturer or the place of origin as even some of the Sealy Premier sockets that we looked at, and some of the other brands of extensions and sockets, and especially the ratchets, all come from the same places of origin, and they just have their name etched or stamped on the items, you know, with their own company tool name. So I think what they've done is the company that's selling these have kind of, I mean, it might be, I don't know if Bergen is a direct outlet for this factory that makes a lot of these bits and bobs. But if it is, then fair enough. But you know, if it's not, that what these people have realised themselves is that obviously it might not be Bergen. They just import it from the same place, but it's basically come from the same place as Bergen, so they might as well, you know, say Bergen on there. And you find a lot of these tools, socket sets. In this case, is a 1/4 inch socket set. Now the case, like a lot of the blue Bergen tough stuff, it's very similar, but this is green. You'll see some in there, most of them are green, like this on eBay, this one was. Some of them are red, you have a red box, and you might find the odd one in black maybe, I think I saw. It's all exactly the same item, and even though the sellers don't look to be the same sellers, they still have the same jargon that it was basically from Bergen tools. So even if it's not, then it's from the same factory. I mean, I can tell that by just looking at it myself. And the thing is, the Bergen set that's like this, if you look at this now, and I'll put a picture up of the Bergen set. So if we can just if we can zoom out a bit, so we've got our foam thing there to stop everything rattling around. We'll remove that. We can see, take a look at the top part, you've got our 1/4 inch bits, screwdriver bits, hex bits, you know, flat posi, Phillips, more hex bits, Torx bits, all along there. We've got our 10 we've got our 1/4 inch, or I should say from 4 to 14, exactly the same range as our Bergen sockets, 1/4 inch. They do look a lot like the Bergen sockets as well. Also the Tool Zone ones that we looked at that was in Saturn, exactly the same range, and they do look again familiar. And if you look at the whole set as a whole, it's exactly the same as the Bergen, and Blue Spot, which is another one from the same factory, is 1/4 inch set. The only difference being that the Blue Spot and the Bergen have exactly the same case, which has got like a, instead of a flappy clip, everything is laid out the same. The Allen keys, the universal joint, the extensions, the flexible extension, even the where they've took on board that you may more than likely have a bit screwdriver, and they'll give you a a 1/4" adapter, so you can use all the various sockets and socket bits that come in this kit, even down to the ratchet itself, which looks identical to the Bergen Sets ratchet, except the Bergen one has got a blue pattern on the rubber con plastic handle. So it's got a rubber. The black part is rubbery, and the red part is like a plastic. Now, the ratchet itself, obviously it doesn't have Bergen or anything like that on there, but it does say chrome vanadium, and it's exactly the same. But it is, you can tell it's a slightly lower, well, not slightly, but it's a lower tooth count than the 72T, so it's not a 72 tooth one. However, when I look at the Bergen and the blue spot set, which is identical, their ratchets are only labelled as 45 teeth, so it kind of tallies up that it's a lower ratchet anyway. So basically, it's exactly the same set as the Bergen and the blue spot, only cheaper. Now the Bergen one is $34.99. I'll put a picture of the Bergen one up so you can see the obvious, relation of the two being virtually identical. But the Bergen one is about $34.99. This one was being sold at £9.79. Yep, £9.79. And I actually got it on a best offer for £8.75. So you can kind of get a bargain out of generic tools, as long as you know what you're looking for. Obviously, we know, because we've took a good look at them ourselves. You can see our radiuses that we have come to recognise on the female end of the socket. We've also got, almost identically to Bergen, the exact same type of nail band as their sockets, and we've also got our font, our recognised font that we've become so accustomed to seeing on a lot of the Toolzone and things like that, Nielsen and all that kind of sockets and bits and bobs, extensions and adapters. You can see them again. So it's we're seeing all the telltale signs of the same factory. They are pretty much exactly the same sockets. It's you've even down to the fact that you've got these Allen keys, whether you use them or not, that are there in the corner of the case. That fit in there like that. The flexible extension. You know, everything is identical. It's not just cloned. It is. I mean, these bits are really nice, high quality for import bits. They are the kind of bits that we do see appearing on a lot of the well-known tool manufacturers' catalogues. They are really nicely manufactured. I mean, I've seen some real poor quality Far Eastern import bits. These aren't. These are real nice quality. Again, I mean, you've got to ask yourself, if you're going to be buying if you're going to be buying Bergen stuff, you know, which is good value, it's great stuff. I do like the Bergen stuff and the Nielsen stuff, but I mean, you're going to be paying $34.99 for exactly the same set from the same place with the same lower count ratchet. Or you're going to pay £8-9. I think these I saw the other day, some of them are still around £9.79. A lot of the green, that's a lot of the red coloured box, that's just the box though. So a lot of the green ones like this I've seen go up to around £12 now, but that's still a hell of a lot cheaper than £34.99. And I mean, Bergen is you know, everybody that's used it has actually been surprised and said that they rate the Bergen stuff. It's tough for what they've used it for. But you know, I'm just saying that's a relatively cheap brand. I mean, and it's even cheaper than them. But if you take into account that many people are buying Sealy Premier stuff, you know, for a lot of money, well, a lot more than you know, some of this stuff he's bought for. Like those Sealy's, they weren't Zion, but they were exactly the same, and we think we found out they come from the same place as the Nielsen and Zion and Bergen Zion sockets, but the lock-on, I think they called them Sealy, but they were obviously from the same place as this. And you can see that they even include exactly the same extension, come spinner, come screwdriver. Basically, it's an extension. It's a long 1/4 inch extension, and they've just moulded a screwdriver grip onto it, so you can use it both as an extension, although that would probably be bulky and get in the way of some small spaces. And you can also actually, we just take one of these, you can use it as a screwdriver that way for your Torx bits, screwdriver bits. Or prizing, you know, you basically got a screwdriver in there as well. You can obviously use it as a nut driver or spinner. So in a way it's good doing that, but I mean, you do, if you need to get that extension in a narrow space, the handle is going to prove a problem, but it's a good way of making sure they include a spinner in there as well, I suppose, for a low budget price. You take a look at the universal extension. Again, there's that telltale Bergen little recess on the end. I think the Bergen sockets have that on the very base of the. So I mean, if you rate the Bergen stuff and the Sealy, so a lot of the Sealy stuff, the Sealy Premier stuff, that's come from the same place, and you're in the market for something like this, you know, you wouldn't do yourself too much harm in picking up one of these generic sets. You do kind of pick up a good value compared to exactly the same set for £30 odd, 34. You can hear the ratchet there itself. It is a lower teeth, and I mean, like I say, the Bergen set even says that its ratchet is 45 teeth. It's lower than the usual 72. I personally, they do these kind of ratchets for sale with the 72 teeth in it. I don't know why they make lower tooth versions that fit in there. I would have thought it would have been for factories like that. It would have been a false economy. You know, I would have thought they would have just stuck to producing 72 teeth mechanisms and just bung them in the exactly the same housing. But they obviously do smaller teeth housings for the same ratchets as well. Maybe in the Far East there's a market for that, where they can charge a difference for the different tooth versions of the ratchet. I don't know. There isn't really here, because the import 72 tooth ratchet is cheap anyway. So that's why I kind of see it as a bit of a false economy to go to all the trouble of producing a smaller mechanism or a lower tooth mechanism. You can see the one extension there. Bit of knurling on there, not quite as deep as some of their Bergen extensions we've seen. And the longer one. So all in all, pretty pretty much what I've been accustomed to with a lot of the Bergen stuff. It's clearly exactly the same thing as the Bergen. It's clearly exactly the same thing as the Bergen set, with just a more basic case. Like I said, it's a little bit of a weird one, but I guess they're assuming you've already got a bit screwdriver, so you can put that in the end of your bit screwdriver and use everything that's 1/4 inch based in the kit, because they obviously don't give you one here. I mean, you've got the you can use that directly, but it gives you that option as well if you'd rather, if you've got a longer screwdriver or whatever, with a longer neck on it. Like I say, they mentioned these Allen keys. That's kind of the finish on them. Whether you'll use them or not, you know, it's up to you. But they do seem to throw some little Allen keys into these little Far Eastern socket sets these days. They've done for a number of years now. I mean, again, this would be an ideal 1/4 inch would probably be the size you'd be looking at for modelling work, RC modelling, things like that, model planes, helicopters. So it's an ideal bargain for things like that. If I link this video into the RC stuff page that I do, for a bargain price. You've even got some more smaller sized Allen keys that you might be able to make use of. But yeah, ideally, can you get a bargain? Yes. I've also seen it with a lot of the 1/2 inch stuff, and the all-in-one. So they got the 3/8, 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch on there on eBay. Some of the Bergen stuff is like 58, 60 quid, and exactly the same set, with some stupid name on there, like banana tandy or something stupid like that on there, that you saw with the cardboard, like a cardboard sleeve that goes over the middle, you kind of tear off. Something silly, something what the you know, what the Far Eastern think is kind of trendy over here. They'll put something silly like banana trade or tandy, etc. Something weird that you don't you know, can't really make head nor tail of, with some funny colours on it. But underneath, when you open it up, it's exactly the same kit as some of these other tool companies, not just Bergen, but a lot of the you know, what they're putting out, and they are a lot cheaper. So sometimes, yes, it just depends if you don't mind not having Bergen stamped on there, or Sealy, or whatever, if that doesn't bother you. You know, because if you're used to the stuff being of a good enough quality, then it's pretty much the same thing. So yep, you can get yourself a good bargain at some generic stuff. But obviously, you have to know, like this, you have to know what you're looking for and what you have to buy and what not to buy, obviously. But this is one of the things that's out there that you can pick up for a decent bargain out there. This particular one will be going in my works bag for a work 1/4 inch set, so that's why I picked that up.